Fam. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all, I had some crazy action on the homestead last night. Oh, so I got home late, like I normally do, in the evening. Got home last night, went to go feed the chickens, feed Shaka, because I have to feed them at night, then I feed them in the evening, because of my schedule, right? So it's pitch black dark out there, right? I walk out there to the cage with my flashlight. Got the food in the other hand. Got the raw chicken in the other hand. I go open up the cage to let Shaka out, let him run around, do his thing, right? And he goes, he runs, but he wouldn't like run off like he normally would. Yeah, sometimes he stay close to me and go back and forth, but I didn't know it at that time that he was acting strange. He just high intense. I knew he had a bunch of energy. He been pretty much in his cage all day, in his pen. He got a dog pen, and he's been in the pen all day. So I knew he had some built up energy. So I'm letting him out like I normally do. And I go in because it's been cold. I got him some blankets and stuff like that, and I got his lighting, warm lighting and all that kind of stuff. So I set everything up, in his bedding area, get all his bed and everything right, because he playing around all day, he pulling stuff out. And so he comes back in, and I'm like, Shaka don't never just run back into the pen, especially, hey, I'm free. I wanna stretch my legs. But every now and then he'll do something a little unique because he'd be glad to see me. He want to be close to me. And then it's at night. He typically stays a little bit closer to me at night. But this was a little bit different. So I ended up, right? I get everything settled, get everything put in, and I walk out, go to feed the chickens, do what I'm doing with the chickens, check on a few things, flash my light, walk around. And like I said, it's pitch black night out there. It's out there in the woods, and you all know we live in the woods. So I'm out there, I'm deep off in the woods. Fast forward, I go get some covering for the well because it's supposed to be below freezing. Go get some blankets, get some things to cover up the well. Don't need no broken pipes when I wake up in the morning, don't need no issues. So I go ahead and get everything mended up, get everything right. And he keeps going back and forth in and out of his pen. So I said, since you want to stay out in the pen, I'm getting ready to go ahead and put you up because it's cold out here tonight. And I'll go ahead and put you up, and I'll go ahead and feed you for the night. So I ain't have to tell him to go. He went ahead, went in, and I go in, I go, close up everything. And by the time I close the gate, I could hear some rustling in the woods. I couldn't tell the difference, but I could hear some. And then I hear some dogs in the distance, I thought it was the dogs that were down the road because out in the country, you can hear for miles, right? Because it's so quiet out there. But those dogs seem to be a little bit closer. And I'm like, I'm the only one on the block. I know ain't no dogs, next door, because I don't have no next door. Next door is the woods, right? And these, like, they just, barking and chapping and yapping. And I didn't hear this certain high pitch that I listened for to make sure they're not coyotes, right? So I go, and by the time I close the gate, I hear something probably within 10 to 15 feet from me, kind of moving around. Then I hear something on the flank of it coming around to probably about 10, 15 feet. So I turn to the left, turn to the right. Next thing you know, I'm up on top of the fence, up on top of the gate. I'm sitting up on top of the gate before I know it, because my adrenaline just jumped in, and I was like scaling the gate. And I'm sitting up on top of the pen, and Shaka is all up there. He's like in the back of me. He's just quiet, and he's still. He ain't making no noise. And all of a sudden, guess what I hear, fam? The chants and the yipping and the yapping. And I try to find my cell phone, because normally I be having my tool on me. Normally, I always keep my tool on me, especially at night. But for some reason, I left it. I left it in the house. Out of all nights, I left it in the house. And here I am. I start shouting, yelling out for my daughter, for my wife to come out, and they don't hear me. They don't hear me. I'm trying to fumble with my phone. I can't get the phone, and I keep hearing something getting closer to me, and I can't see nothing out there. I call them on the phone. They ain't answering the phone. Then my daughter finally answered the phone. I said, somebody come bring the gun. Somebody come bring the gun. And all of a sudden, Gigi come to the porch, and she ready. She ready, but she ain't ready. And we fumbling around, and I'm like, hey, put something in the atmosphere. They round me. They got me surrounded. And then I could just hear them, you know how they do, like they got a party, like it's a party going on, and I'm up in the fence. I got my flashlight, I'm shining, I'm looking around, and I don't see him, but I sure enough hear him. And she let a sound off, and then I could hear him go off in the background. Sound like they went down in the woods somewhere. And I was like, they caught me slipping. They caught me slipping. I was in the hood, and they caught me slipping. Fam, it's getting cold out there. If you're out there on your homestead, you're out there in these woods, mammals get to rolling. They get a little bit more aggressive. They getting a little bit closer to your house, closer to that warmth, because they know there's going to be a food source, whether they're mice or rabbits or whatever. Everything want to get warm, and wherever there's warm and food source, they're going to definitely be coming around. So heads up to y'all. Just keep your head on swivel, and always stay ready. Don't get too comfortable out here in these woods, fam. Next time, to be continued. More Chronicles on Eco Nation.